Well, this is my second attempt to make a video. I got 15 minutes into the other one and somebody called me. I've got to quit making videos on my phone. But what we wanted to do today was make a short video if we can, as short as we can. Y'all know that ain't gonna happen. But I promised my little cousin that I would compare some hunting rifles here a little while ago, and I ain't really had a chance. But tonight I wanted to talk about one. I don't know if you would classify it as a deer rifle or not. I'm going to use it for a deer rifle this year. What we've got is we've got a 357 Magnum Henry BigBoy, octagon barrel, brass, hardwood, walnut. I looked at this rifle for 2 years before I bought it. Okay, because number one, I wasn't sure if I wanted to take a chance on that caliber, and they come in several calibers. This is a 357 Magnum, which will also shoot 38 special. Excuse me. They make a 45 long Colt, and they make a 44 Magnum in the BigBoy. Now they go up a little bit from there. They make a I'm sure they make several in these brass receivers, but I know one for sure is a 4570. It's a beefed up version of this. It's thicker and it's heavier. Speaking of weight, right off the bat, that gun's thin, got a good profile and all that. It weighs 8.5 pounds, 8 pounds 7 ounces. So if you're looking for a light rifle, this isn't it. This isn't as light as your daddy's or your Winchester 94s or even the Marlins. This is a heavy gun. Comes with buckhorn style sights. Accuracy is outstanding as far as I can see. With commercial production ammo, you can shoot a quarter size group at 50 yards all day. And you probably could do better than that, but I just can't see to do any better than that. The receiver is not some companies are making rifles that look like this, but what it is they've got metal receivers with just brass colored or brass plated plates that snap in over the receiver. This one is solid. Henry takes a solid piece of brass and they mill the receiver from a solid blank. You can go online and watch their procedures. It's pretty interesting. Like I told you, the furniture is what did I tell you it was? Walnut. It's a really nice finish. It really is. It's not a real shiny finish. If you want shiny, all you got to do is rub a little bit of True Oil on it and it'll make it shiny. It's got sort of a semi-matte finish, but not really. It's almost kind of a little bit shinier than a semi-matte finish, but not gloss. If you buy one of these rifles, get ready to buy you a rag, because every time you touch it, you're going to want to wipe this brass off. It bugs me to no end. But, you know, it is what it is. It's going to get dirty. It's going to get wet this year, I'm sure. And I didn't buy it to be a show gun. I bought it to just kind of use it for pistol calibers, because I load this caliber and I needed a little smaller caliber rifle. Everybody likes the lever actions. I do. But not everybody wants to tote around scouting or something. You don't want to walk around with a 30-30 all year. So a little smaller, and that's what I bought this one for. It's got an octagon barrel. I think I may have told you that. But it's a bull barrel. Look how thick that rascal is. That adds to the weight, but it also adds to the accuracy. This gun doesn't move when you pull the trigger at all. With 357 Magnums, 38 is it's almost comical. Just as accurate. It comes drilled and tapped for scope. Of course, Henry sells the scope mounts for it, the rails and all that. I didn't buy it intending on putting a scope on it. We'll see. I don't feel like I'll need it, because generally where I hunt, We've got spots that are 250, 300 yards across, but mostly what I hunt is in the thick wood, and 40, 50, 70 yards is about it. So I can deal with these buckhorns for that. Comes with the brass bead, which is beautiful. All lever action should have a brass bead front side. Lifetime warranty. Henry Repeating Arms gives you a limited lifetime warranty. And what that means is they'll warranty any part of this rifle that breaks due to, for it being their fault, for bad machining or bad quality, craftsmanship, whatever. They don't warranty normal wear and tear or mistreatment. Now, like in no company that I know of will warranty reloads. You can't shoot, if you tell them you shot reloads in it, that's it. Retail on this gun varies, but only slightly. I've seen them from $749 plus tax, all the way up to almost $1,100. You've got to really want one to pay that for. I'll just be honest with you. You can buy 3 Marlins for that. But I wanted the Henry. And Marlin makes ones that shoot 357s and 44s too, but I wanted a Henry. You can get plates that go over your receiver that's got fancy scroll work. You can get your name put in it. Henry will do it. And you just snap them over this. I ain't studying all that. This is not a show gun. Get ready for some imperfections in the brass. That's just the way it is. When you start wiping on it and polishing it, you're going to put swirl marks in it. When you get this gun, it's got a mirrored finish. You can absolutely shave in it. It ain't going to stay that way long. Because you're going to wipe the crap out of it and you're going to put swirl marks in it. They even tell you in the manual what types of polish, actual brand names that they prefer that you use. I ain't studying all that. I got this gun to shoot and I'm going to try to hunt with it this year. What else? Tube. It is tube fed. Like your 22s. You unsnap the tube, untwist the tube, pull it out, load it, push the tube back in and lock it back in place. 357 holds 10 rounds. Okay. That is a deal breaker for some people. And let me explain. People like me grew up with lever actions. I love lever action rifles. It just doesn't feel right putting them in a tube. But most of them have a loading gate here on the side. Now you got to think about this like this. If you've ever hunted with a lever action rifle, then you know what I'm fixing to say. You load them in, All right, when you're done hunting, you got to sit and run the action to get them all to eject out, to unload your weapon. It's grown on me a little bit. With this, you just take the tube out, you dump them out in your hand. They've not run through your gun, okay? They're not bent from trying to stuff them in that gate. They're not scratched up from running them and ejecting them. And, it's whatever you prefer. You don't get your finger caught in a loading gate. You've done that if you hunt with lever action. That can be painful. Made in America, by Americans. Their motto is made in America or not made at all. And so far, that's what I've seen. They don't make any bones about their guns. They're not cheap. But, they're high quality. The fit and the finish where the wood and metal meets is flawless. Absolutely flawless. There's no gaps. The wood isn't raised past the metal. You can run this gun literally one finger. It's smooth. Speaking of that, I want to show you this. It has a safety built in. It's a transfer bar. See that? gap in the face of this hammer, it's got a metal bar that rides along that hammer, and it will only raise up to make that flush if you're actually pulling the trigger. So you can't make this go forward and fire unless your finger's on that trigger. First lever action to do that. A lot of people think that Henry is the the old West lever. It's not. They were back, they're old. They got age. They come out pre-Civil War. But the gun that won the West was a Winchester 1873, not a Henry. But now Henry does have a little bit of they do have a historical significance to a point to where they're tied to Civil War. They come out during the Civil War, and these guns were issued to a few Union troops, not Confederates, of course. We still had muskets and black powder and shooting nails and marbles. That's why we lost. But Henry was select few officers and such, higher ranking were getting Henrys during the Civil War. They didn't look like this. And you can still get all steel Henrys, and that's what they had. You can get silvers, standard blue, and this is the brass, like I've said. This is the BigBoy. This gun, multiple calibers, very accurate. It's very tight. It's also very heavy, but it's just a good quality feeling firearm. It should last a lifetime. So, 357 Magnum. Let's get to that. I wouldn't have bought a 357 Magnum. I never would have thought I'd have bought one of those intending on using it for a deer rifle. Okay, but after some research, extensive, I reload. If you could turn around and see, I've got reloading stuff everywhere. Let's see if I can show you. There's my press. There's my, okay. I do a lot of reloading, okay? So I know a little bit about pressures and casings and things like that. You can load a 357 Magnum almost, not quite, but almost to 30-30 ballistics. You have to be careful, and it takes special components. But your normal 357 Magnum is it's 125 grain jacketed hollow point. Shooting at 1,800 feet a second, 900 foot-pounds of energy, it'll kill a whitetail deer. I don't see a problem. We're going to make sure, but I don't see a problem with it. Now, I told you about the tube fed versus the feeding gate and all that on the regular lever actions. And I want to clarify one thing so none of you think that, so you don't get the wrong idea. Lever action rifles, when they first became popular back in the day, and since, some idiot decides they want to make a pointed bullet for it. Now, think about that. You got all these bullets in a tube, bullet to primer, stacked in there in a row. You shoot the gun, you got recoil. These bullets are banging against each other. At some point, all them bullets went off at one time. This bullet would ignite the one in front of it, and that would ignite the one in front of it, and it was a chain reaction. That could happen with this gun if you use the wrong ammo. Just like any other lever action. Anything that loads in a tube, from 22 rifles on, anything that loads to put your ammo back to back, that can happen. But Winchester Marlin went the extra mile back in the day, and we started making flat points, bullets, for that very reason, and round points, soft point bullets. If you ever notice, the 30-30 bullet's got a big piece of hunk of lead on the end. It's just bare lead. There's no jacket. That's for that reason. So it'll be soft against that one in front of it. Okay. Hornady actually invented a round. It's a very hot round too. It's called the Lever-Lucian. it has a little plastic tip to where if it's against that primer, it won't ignite the one in front of it. And it also changed the coefficient of the bullet. It's a spear point bullet versus a flat point bullet. You get more energy, you get straighter, flatter trajectories, and so on. I don't like them. I'll be honest with you. I just soon shoot the soft points. Those are just target rounds I loaded. So this is just one of the rifles that I have that I like, and this is going to be one that I'm going to hunt with this year. I still got my 270. I've still got a 30-30. But this one I bought this past. Let's see, when did I buy this? Earlier this summer, and we've done nothing with it but shoot targets so far. But we're gonna load some special 357 Magnums with 180 grain projectiles, and we're gonna deer hunt with it. See what we can do. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe. Leave your comments down there if you want to know anything else about it that I may have failed to mention, and that could possibly be, and we'll address it when I see it, which I look at it every day. But that's the Henry BigBoy 357 Magnum / 38 Special. Thank you for watching. Protect yourselves, look after each other, and God bless you.